What is up, everyone? Citrus here, and welcome to the first devlog for Spirit Seeker, which is this sort of maze exploration RPG I've got going on. It's going to sort of focus on power-up centered combat and discovering the narrative of the game through exploration and discovering bits and pieces of the story throughout the mazes that you go through. And so this is the first one. So I'm just kind of going to give you an overview of sort of what's planned for the game so far. Right now I've just got a very short and simple dev document here talking about the different expectations for programming, narrative, and art. Art is definitely the simplest one since I'm not much of an artist. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to be using throughout development is going to be like assets from the Unity store, or probably just stuff taken from various sources on the net, like Polyhaven is a great one for environmental assets, so I'll probably be taking a lot from there. You'll see some stuff in there already. Narrative is kind of blacked out for now because I want to kind of keep that a surprise, so to speak. It's not really important at this point in development because no narrative has been incorporated into the game as of yet, because there's not really much of an environment yet. And programming is kind of just the main focus right now. So right now I really just have basic movement. All of these highlighted features are stuff I'm hoping to get done in the next 2 months. Those are kind of the core gameplay mechanics, the stuff that the game is going to be looping through the most. So I really want to get those nailed down, at least in their most basic form, as soon as possible. So as I'm continuing to build the game, those will be around the longest and therefore have the most time to see what kind of bugs or issues there may be with them, and hopefully be able to address those as quickly as possible and just be able to explore them a lot more as there will be more time with those being active in the game. But right now, just have basic movement. The next thing I'm going to probably be working on throughout the next week is going to be the HP system and stuff like that, like a HUD for the player with UI canvases. But I'm going to probably be doing that with UI Toolkit because one of my teachers for one of my classes is asking me to learn that. But here is the game itself as it stands. It's kind of just a test scene right now. The assets for the environment, both the texture on the ground and the rock model here to the side, are from Polyhaven. The character model, along with all of its animations, is from the Unity Asset Store. And I have a tutorial that links, or at least gives credit to the person who made it, I believe, if you're interested in that. If I didn't, let me know in the comments below, and if you're interested, I can post a link to that, certainly, because the person did an amazing job, and they certainly deserve credit for it. But let's just get right into the gameplay then here, and kind of see what I've been working on. We really just have basic movement, and that's about it. You can see there's different animations for going right and left. I set those in reverse order, but who cares? Backwards, forwards, and then I've got a little bit of something for the jump. There is no sprint yet. That probably is something that will come in the near future because there is a lot of different power-ups, and a lot of them are going to be movement related, so there's probably going to be stuff related to sprinting and whatnot. I don't know if I'm going to make it like Halo Reach style, where sprinting is an ability and not something you have all the time, and you have to get a power-up to be able to sprint. That would certainly be interesting. But yeah, that's just an idea for now, and that's kind of the movement as it stands. It interacts really weirdly with some things. As you can kind of see, I'm on a slope here, but it still thinks I'm airborne, so it won't allow me to jump, and it'll still keep playing this airborne animation. The collider for the rock is really weird. I will certainly do a more professionally made collider if I'm actually working on stuff for the game. But this is very much just a testing scene for the time being. And yeah, it's very weird. It's giving crazy frog vibes. Like I'm riding a bike in the air. But yeah, and that is about all there is to the game right now. One thing that may not be obvious is there's actually only movement in the cardinal directions, sort of, forward, backwards, and side to side. There's nothing in between, really. But you do have this free look camera, and you're always going to be moving relative to the free look camera. So, of course, you can pretty much move anywhere you please as long as you're moving the camera around too. But other than that, you are kind of locked to the 4 cardinal directions. That may be something that could change in the future. But this is basic movement. Very basic movement, but basic movement nonetheless. So that part of the development is sort of done for the most part. There is plenty that can be done going forward with development with this movement, and I'm pretty pleased with where it is right now. Having the animations to go along with it and a cool character model is really, really awesome. It was fun getting to learn how to like work with assets that I'm bringing in and not just like a capsule collider that has absolutely no animations whatsoever. So yeah, so far this has been a lot of fun. Just figuring out this movement. Troublesome as it was, I think I spent like 2 days puzzling through the jump, and it turned out there was something on the official Unity documentation the entire time that could have helped me, and I just didn't realize it. So yeah, hopefully nothing like that ever happens again. That was a little bit embarrassing and a little bit frustrating, but yeah, that is Spirit Seeker as it stands right now. And as we look to the future, next things are going to kind of mostly just be focusing on some basic UI, and then maybe getting like a more official scene, so to speak, maybe with like a bit of the actual maze and what that's going to look like. But we'll see. The plan is to just update weekly. Every Friday I should have a new devlog episode, and yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.